let's just jump right in. We all want our kids to be smart with money, right? Of course we do. But what does that really look like? Like day to day? Because it turns out the biggest lessons, they don't happen when you sit them down for a big money talk. They happen in all those little moments you might not even be thinking about.
And this right here, this is really the heart of it all. It's not so much what you say about money, it's what they see you do every single day. You know, your habits, the way you talk about bills, your attitude, that's the real school. So the question we really need to ask ourselves isn't, what should I tell my kids? It's, what are they learning just by watching me?
So before we even get to the how-to part, let's talk about what this is not about. Because honestly, there's so much pressure on parents, and a lot of it comes from some pretty common myths. So let's just bust those right now.
Okay, this is probably the biggest one out there. The idea that you have to be rich. Let me be super clear. Being a great financial role model has nothing to do with how much money you have. Zero. It's all about how you handle what you've got, whether that's a little or a lot. It's about your habits, not your bank balance.
And then there's this one, the myth of perfection. It's just paralyzing, isn't it? But here's the secret, and it's a good one. Your mistakes are actually some of the best teaching tools you have. Seriously, think about it. When your kid sees you mess up with money and then handle it calmly, they don't see failure. They see that it's okay to make mistakes, that setbacks are normal, and most importantly, that you can fix them. That is so much more powerful than them thinking you're some perfect money wizard who never gets anything wrong.
And the last myth, and this is a tricky one, is that being a good role model means buying them everything they want. It's so easy to mix up providing with spoiling, right? But here's the thing. Being a good example isn't about giving them everything. A lot of the time, it's actually about showing them the value of saying no, or not right now, and teaching them how to prioritize what's important.
All right, so we've busted the myths. Feeling a little lighter? I hope so. Now let's get into the good stuff. What actually matters. It really just comes down to 4 pretty simple principles, but trust me, they make all the difference. So here they are, our 4 core ideas: age-appropriate transparency, everyday discipline, intentional generosity, and, you guessed it, owning your mistakes. I know they sound straightforward, but when you do them consistently, they paint this really clear, healthy picture of money for your kids. It's powerful stuff.
Okay, let's talk about transparency. And no, this does not mean you have to show your kids your tax returns or your bank statements. It's way simpler. It's just talking out loud about money in a way they get. You know, things like, hey, we're saving up for that beach trip, so we're going to cook at home more this month. Or, I'm putting a little bit of money into our savings, just in case. It takes the mystery out of it and makes money feel like a normal, manageable thing.
Next up, discipline. And when I say discipline, I don't mean being super strict or making things feel scarce. It's about making financial habits feel normal, just a regular part of life. Like when your kids see you make a grocery list before you shop or talk about a budget for the month. It shows them that planning isn't something you only do in an emergency. It's just a smart, normal thing we do to make life run smoother.
Oh, this one is so important. Generosity. We often forget this part, right? We focus so much on saving and spending. But teaching kids that money is also a tool for giving, that's huge. Just letting them help pick a charity to give a few dollars to, or thinking with them about a gift for a friend's birthday. It shows them money isn't just for us, it's also for connecting with others and being kind. And finally, we're back to owning your mistakes. We touched on this in the myths, but it's so critical it needs its own spot here. Because when you say something out loud like, "Whoops, I totally overspent on takeout this week. Guess I'm making my coffee at home to balance it out," you're teaching them so much more than just money. You're teaching them about honesty, about solving problems, and about resilience. You're showing them that it's okay to not be perfect. And honestly, what's a better life lesson than that?
Okay, so that's the big picture, the principles. But theory is one thing, right? How do you actually do this stuff? Let's break it down into 3 super simple, practical things you can literally start doing today.
First, try a dream jar. It's so simple. Pick a goal together, like a pizza night or a new video game for the family, and everyone chips in a little. It's a perfect visual for saving and working together. Second, when you're shopping, just think out loud. This brand is cheaper and has great reviews. Let's get this one instead. That tiny act teaches them about value, not just price. And third, when you get paid, just give them a really simple rundown. Okay, some of this money is for the house, some is for groceries, and this little bit is going into our savings. Suddenly, money isn't this big, scary mystery.
So we've gone through the myths, the core principles, and even some practical tips. But if you remember just one thing from all of this, what should it be? What's the main takeaway?
It all comes down to this one idea: coherence. It's a fancy word, but it just means your actions match your words. It means you don't tell your kids to save money, and then you go on a big online shopping binge. See? Your kids don't need you to be perfect. They just need you to be consistent and honest. They need a guide, not a guru. That's really it.
So I want to leave you with this one question to think about. Forget the numbers and the budgets for a second. What's the most important feeling or value about money that you want your kids to pick up just by watching you? What do you want them to see in how you live your day-to-day life? Because whatever that answer is, that's the real financial legacy you're building.